All right. Yeah, this is a PayPal from Johans, another Jesse Wells. Now, this one instantly, as soon as I read the title, perked my interest. War isn't murder. He's getting, like I say, Johan said, Dylan. This is a very Dylan, at least subject for a song. I wonder, yeah. As soon as I read the title, I thought, yeah, I wonder where he's gonna go with this. Um, so yeah, let's find out. Let's go.
War isn't murder, good men don't die, children don't starve, and all the women survive. War isn't murder, that's what they say, and you're fighting the devil. Murder's okay. War isn't murder, they're called casualties. There ain't a veteran with a good night's sleep. Let's talk about dead people. I mean a dead people. The dead don't feel honor, they don't feel that brave, they don't feel avenged, they're lucky if they got graves. Call your dead mother.
Hold on.
When she died.
Hold on, because I missed some words, because one line really, made me think. Hold on. Sorry, sorry, but I need to go back and hear every word he's saying. I'm going to try not and go off on my little brain waves for things he says till the end, but yeah.
They're called casualties, there ain't a veteran with a good night's sleep. Let's talk about dead people. I mean a dead people. The dead don't feel honor, they don't feel that brave, they don't feel avenged, they're lucky if they got graves. Call your dead mother, ask her when she died. It's a deathly silence on the other line. The dead don't talk, but their children don't forget. So in 20 short years you could live to regret that. War isn't murder, there's money at stake. Yeah, even Kushner agrees it's good at real estate. War isn't murder, ask Netanyahu. He's got a psalm for that, he's got a bomb for you. War isn't murder, it's an old desert faith. It's a nation state sanctioned righteous hate. Let's talk about dead people. I mean a dead people. War isn't murder, it's the vengeance of God. If you can't see the bodies, they don't blow when they rot, and the flies don't swarm, and the children don't cry. If war isn't murder, good men don't die. So in a short 20 years where you vacation the strip, try not and think about the dead, and have a nice trip. War isn't murder, let's all give thanks. I saw it all in a movie, give it up for Tom Hanks. War isn't murder, they don't ship out the poor, and the bullets they fire ain't part of the cure. War isn't murder, land is a right, but the bank's called dibs, it's something you can't fight. Let's talk about dead people. I mean a dead people. The dead don't feel honor, they don't feel that brave, they don't feel avenged, they're lucky if they got graves. Call your dead mother, ask her when she died. It's a deathly silence on the other line. The dead don't talk, but the children don't forget. So in 20 short years you could live to regret that.
This is my favourite one. This was great. Yeah, I did think that in my head. I was thinking, is it gonna be like is he gonna stand behind that statement, or is it gonna be a use of that statement? But yeah, war isn't murder, and children don't die. Yeah, I thought this is the best one we've done so far. And what he said about as well, veteran. They're in a veteran with a good night of sleep. Even a war that you would say was justified, like the Second World War, Like some wars are justified if you're fighting something like Nazism. But that being said, if you interview the soldiers of that war, no matter how justified that war may have been, I've seen an old British, like an old man who fought in the Second World War, and he's answering questions, and the last thing the interviewer asks him is, "Was it worth it?" Without even a second's thought, without even like, he goes, "No." Like it was like in other things throughout the interview, he's like, "Do you know what I mean?" Having a little, but not that one. And you think that is arguably a justifiable war. You can understand why they stood up to Hitler. Like yeah, it's a bad thing that had to happen, but even as justified as it isn't. Like but it is. It's so complicated. But yeah, like I say, I'm like, yeah, yeah, it's very, very complicated. I mean, most wars like now aren't justifiable like that. I think every war since really hasn't really been justifiable as much as the First World War. Um, which I kind of think is funny. I've noticed people using Britain fighting the Second World War in comparison to Israel Palestine situation, saying more Germans died in the Second World War than British people. Like the amount of deaths of a war, like on one side, doesn't validate the side. So like where Palestine's losing ridiculous numbers and Israel isn't, just because Palestine's um losing millions of more people, or hundreds of thousands of more people, it doesn't make their side right. Because Britain versus Germany in the Second World War, Germany lost more men or more soldiers, but just because they lost more, it doesn't mean Nazism's right. Now, there is a very good point there. That is a very good point, and it is a comparison you can make. But also, it makes me think as someone who is like not even, I'm English. I don't think I've in my whole life has my country and here ever been used as a good example of something. And I thought, isn't it funny that now that the world kind of wants to justify something else, they want to say use the comparison of a country which has been evil my whole life because it because there is a validation behind fighting Nazism. Yeah, I don't know. I just find that crazy. But yeah, anyway, I don't know this, but that's why I love songs like this because it puts it like straight away. That, like I say, the veteran sleep line just put my brain into um a thought of. I went straight to that interview of that soldier, and like I say, yeah, it's so true. The soldiers go and fight wars, and it's a great line in Peaky Blinders where someone they're talking about the war is very very relevant, the war in Peaky Blinders, because of the time it's in. And soldiers are very like soldiers respect each other, and if you weren't a soldier, you're not respected in society. But something Tommy Shelby says in that, where he says, "No one come back." Like the men that boys that went, like he said, people that haven't got grades, but they go fight. Or like yeah, and Tommy Shelby says no one come back from. Even the people that survived the war didn't come back. They died over there just the same. Like it's such a horrendous thing, and I also think the human mind isn't built to take such. Well, I suppose in a way it must be, because I know people like to say that it's rich people that cause wars, and but it's not. It the want to fight is so relevant in not just humans but in every aspect of life. Now, I would agree that, say, rich people that want to make money off of war play to the human nature of war. We are warlike, but everything dies, and most things in nature don't die of old age peacefully. They're ripped apart by something once they get too slow to run. It's only really human society and things that are in human society, like dogs that have been domesticated, that have long, peaceful lives. Nothing has a long, peaceful life. Grass doesn't. You go and run across a field, you're crushing grass, cutting down trees. No one cares. But yeah, yeah. Like I say, that's why songs like this is great, because it puts you into a deep, yeah, thinking about life. But war is a very funny one. But war is definitely murder. Like, you're definitely murdering people, and I don't think a soldier would even deny that. Now, you may be murdering, like, you always hear soldiers that say, like, under, well, there was one again, go back to the Second World War, where they captured some Germans, and going back, taking them back to the base, their base, that hold them prisoner, these German soldiers. I'm sure he was American, just started chatting to him. Chatted to one of the Germans, and he's like, and we was talking, he liked to go hunting, he liked to go fishing. He's like, I liked it, and he's like, it made him think that under different circumstances, you would have probably been the best of friends because you got so much in common. But the situation has made you enemies and has made you kill each other. But that thing is in humans. It's like you can't put all the blame on rich people benefiting off money, because they could start a million wars if no one turned up, but people do, because it's in us. It's in us to want to belong to something. It's in us to want to fight for something. Yeah. But yeah, anyway, yeah, this boy is fire. Like I say, this has been my favourite one so far, because yeah, I love how he's flipped everything on this. Um, yeah, but yeah, that's the reaction. Sweet.